Amy Schumer. Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Oh Hey, Is That a New Hat? Today we're talking about Amy Schumer. This is a name that strikes fear into the hearts of men like no other, hence that jump scare earlier, which I apologize about. This comedian is so widely known for having terrible jokes and just a generally terrible personality, at least in the public eye, that anytime you bring up her name, the best reaction you could possibly get is a or a just a grimace at best, but that's probably not anything new to you. Today we're talking about Amy Schumer because recently on my main channel I posted a video called You Laugh, You Watch Amy Schumer. If you haven't seen that video yet, feel free to check it out. I made it with my friend Chris, who also has a channel that you might want to check out after this video. I decided to make that video because I actually hadn't seen Amy Schumer for myself. Of course, I've heard all about her from the internet, but I'd never actually watched any of the specials on my own. I hadn't watched her personally up to that point, so I wanted to see for myself. So of course, in that video, I end up talking a little bit about each of the specials, how they made me feel, what I thought about them, but I just want to expand on what I said in that video and give a real scientific breakdown of what I thought about her comedy. So I went into this project with not necessarily high hopes, but I didn't really place any expectations. I didn't necessarily expect it to be good, but I was genuinely hoping that it wasn't as bad as everyone said. I was hoping that after watching each special, it would have felt like that I had just wasted an hour, as opposed to feeling like I had just been tortured for the entire duration. And to be fair, not all of her jokes were bad. I don't think there was ever a time where I burst out laughing hard, but there were a few jokes that she made where I got a little giggly, a solid chuckle, perhaps even a strong mouth breathe, just like, but unfortunately that wasn't the case for most of her jokes. A lot of her jokes were just incredibly reliant on her making funny noises and saying words weird. Like there was one joke where I don't even remember what the joke itself was, but the punchline was literally burp. And this isn't just the case for a few of her jokes. It feels like it's almost all of them that are like this. Now, there's nothing wrong with making funny noises or saying words in a funny way, but it should be flavor, not necessarily the punchline. I'm sure there's a few jokes where you could pull off a funny noise as a punchline, which is fine. But again, it was like every joke. I was crumpled up on his floor and went, ha blah 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 blah, ha he ha ha, oh what? And then she was all like, oh wow. That's pretty much what it feels like watching an Amy Schumer. And if she's not making funny noises, she's just talking about sex a lot of the times. This was especially apparent with the leather special, where it felt like for the entire duration, it was just sex jokes. Again, there's nothing wrong with sex jokes. They're incredibly funny if you do them well. Plenty of comedy specials contain innuendos and plenty of material about sex, but again, Amy Schumer just overdoes it to such an extent where it becomes a drag. And this was especially apparent in her leather special, the special that is often regarded as one of the worst comedy specials of all time. And it's kind of an inside joke with the entire human race that it is the reason that Netflix removed the 5-star rating system from their platform. And I just spit so hard. Oh my God, I don't know if you saw that. In Amy Schumer's leather special, it just felt like the entire thing was sex jokes. Or if she wasn't on stage talking about sex, she was just up there making weird noises. Not only is it just not good comedy, but the show feels like it drags on forever. I swear, it felt like an hour passed 10 minutes into the special, and then to realize that you have 40, 50 more minutes of this thing, I'm getting flashbacks just thinking about it, how time felt like it stopped and I was spending all of eternity watching Amy Schumer. So again, her comedy is just so over-reliant on sex jokes and funny noises, and she does try to put a more self-deprecating spin on a lot of her jokes, which I can respect, I can appreciate, but a lot of times it just ends up turning into gross out humor at that point. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. Gross out humor is fine. I don't mind the occasional joke that makes you go, yuck, or ew, but again, she just overdoes it so much. And to me, at least, a lot of the times it just does not stick the landing that I think it was meant to. For example, in the Leather special, Amy Schumer makes a joke about her vagina, which is the entire special, but in one of the jokes where she's talking about her vagina, she explains that on its best day, its absolute most pristine day, it smells like a barnyard animal. And it just seems like it's supposed to come across as, oh haha, that's so gross yet relatable, but it kind of just comes across as concerning. I just feel like I could smell that joke through my TV screen. Now, as a man who has a penis and not a vagina, I might not be the best person to give my input here, but I feel like that joke just wasn't as relatable as it may have been intended to be, even for women. I don't think any reasonable person expects peonies and roses down there, but if on its best day, it smells like a barnyard animal, that right there deserves a yuck. So I guess to surmise, Amy Schumer's jokes weren't all bad. In fact, I can even compliment her on her facial expressions. She stayed very animated throughout her shows, which I can respect. Again, I don't think it's necessarily something you should rely on, but I did notice it and was impressed, so I can give her that at least. But she's just so over-reliant on little tropes like making funny noises and sex jokes and gross out humor that it just wasn't that fun to watch. It was dreadful even, and just not a great experience. I can imagine Amy Schumer being funny if you were talking to her at a party or some other social gathering for exactly 1 minute and no longer, but to make an entire special out of the material she uses, just That's about it. Just wanted to talk about Amy Schumer and why I don't like her comedy. If you want to watch If You Laugh, You Watch Amy Schumer, you can check that out on my main channel. Right around here in this general vicinity is where you can click on it. And as always, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.